everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and we are just about to finish our folio, healing folio. So it looks like I have this removable folio side pocket left on page 12, and it just goes on this outside panel, just adds a little tuck spot to that. So let me ink that real quick. And then I'll just take my art glitter glue, and it's the panel that says healing is mine, so you can just stick that right there on the edge and let that be a place to tuck things on in. Okay, got that on there. So that's all complete now. And that can slide in there. So then the only other thing we have are the, on page 7, the 2 flaps for the 3-wing. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting those out. Got one final set of circles to do, and we will be done with the circles. But I do love those for a closure. I hope you do too, because there sure are a lot of them on this one. Now, if you want to, you can use a stencil and decorate the inside of these flaps. I've got this covered to this young woman's journal, and I think I want to make sure I get that part of the girl on here. So if I do that and still leave room for the other flap to have some paper on it. Looks like it's going to be, oh, that'll work. Okay. All right, I'm going to move it over just a hair and draw around it. I want that date on there. Oh, well, I'm going to move it up just a little bit. I know it's going to have an ink line, but I want to be able to see that date. I think that's really cool. Okay, oops. So there and there. And then there and there. I might have to trim just a little bit off of that. So I'm pretty excited about getting this done and being able to put my healing cards in. And I bet you guys are too if you're making one. Hopefully, if you haven't made one, after watching these videos, you'll want to. And I think it'd make a really nice gift if you have people who need healing, to give them the scriptures that they can look at in a very pretty format. I love that name on there that somebody wrote, so I'm going to put that in my scrap pile. Make sure I get to put that somewhere. Okay, so we want to make sure we get this going right. Okay, so it'll be like this, and then glue these. Okay, so I inked them, I glued them on, and I inked them. And I'm gonna trim, I'm gonna cut around the corners. So, and now, let's see, got our little, and I don't remember what pages these were on. These are the corners and the little tuck spots that are going to go on And so you need a card so you can kind of measure where they're going to go eventually. But first of all, we need to glue them on. And these glue on the pink page. So let me find that. Let's see. There, okay. All right, so let me move this over. So we're going to glue these on like this. And then they're going to shut. And have the circle closures. And I need to trim, you can see where my paper overlapped here. I'm gonna trim that real quick. Oh, and I still need to ink this side of my tabs. Okay, so that's all inked. And the corners, yeah, corners are all rounded. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, let me think for a minute. Is it okay to glue these on? Make sure I get it right side up. I think I'm ready to glue these on. Trying really hard not to have to tear anything off this time, but. Okay, so you're gonna get that, of course, right on the edge. This one right on the edge. And I'm going to put, I think, washi tape over the white tab where it shows so it doesn't look ugly. Right on there. Okay. Run a little bit of glue just because the tape will fail eventually. And we want these to be archival. So do that. And then the other side. You're going to put your corners over here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue one in. So that will go there, and then the next one you can go ahead and glue above that, so that way you know exactly that you've got enough room for 2 cards. I'm moving it just off the fold over, and then that'll fit there. Then you want one over here on this side, just a little bit off the fold. And same thing here. Okay, so there. And then we have the little strips that go at the bottom. And I'm just going to glue them on the bottom. I'm not going to glue the side because that way the cards can stick out, because I think it needs that room to make 2 cards go across. Yeah, I'm looking at my prototype, and so they need to stick out just a little bit to get 2 across. Yeah. They're going to be really close, but you can do it. And then one up here, same thing, just do a glue line across the bottom, not the sides. And I'm going to line that up sort of with these triangles, more or less. And then that will hold 2 up here. So that'll give you room for 4 cards here and 2, so altogether 8 cards inside here. So now all we have to do is the circles. So we'll get our circles out here. And I've got all kinds of these. I don't have any of the secondary ones, so let me get some of those. Need to make some real quick, so I just glue 2 circles together. Okay, and then that goes, let's see, a set here, and a set here, and then I've got 2 left over. And I've got a new little piece of foam here that's a little bit shorter, so it might be easier to use. And I'm gonna turn this over, stab the middle of it, get my little brads out. Okay, and now I need to figure out where I want these, so let's see, if I do one here, I'm just gonna eyeball it. Let's see if I'm gonna make sure I don't stab anything important. Okay, so there's the hole, and I'm gonna mash this down and put the hole back this way. Put the brad through it. Put that in there. I don't really like these white dots on this necessarily, but it gives continuity to the whole thing, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You may not want to do it. You might want some other paper, and that would be absolutely fine. So whatever makes you happy. Okay, so I'm going to put this brad in here. So probably about that same distance from here maybe. So something like that. And I'm just going to eyeball it, I think. No, I'm not. I want to make sure. Okay, so it's like here. Okay, that looks perfect, or close to it. Okay, now I've got to figure out where that hole has to be. Okay, let's see, is that gonna, it looks like it's gonna be right, right on that triangle. So I'm gonna move it just a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't mess it up visually. Okay, and then put my waxed linen thread on here with a double knot. Trim the end. And wrap it around a couple of times. Okay. And okay. And that is that. And I think we're almost done. Almost. Let me look. Okay, so there's that. Open it up. There's room for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. Okay. And the only other thing that I didn't do that you might have already done is put this title on your journal. And I think I am going to do it. So let me cut the healing. word out. Save this other one for some other journal that I need a label on. And ink it. And then all I need to do is get my deck of cards out. And let's see. Load them up into this folio. And I will do a flip through on a separate video showing it with all the cards in it. Okay, see if I can get this centered more or less. Okay, there we go. I think we're done. Shut this. Got this in here. This in here. And there we go. There it is without the cards in it. And then that's going to make it fatter. But I'll put a piece of ribbon around it to tie it shut. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there with me on this. And I hope you like it. Hope you make one. And I'll see you on the next video where I do the flip through. Thanks. Bye-bye.